I'm about to reveal to you a unbelievable Segula. What does a person do when things don't work out in the way that he expected? I'm going to show you a Mishnah. It's found in Mishna Berachot, Perek Tet, Mishnah Hey. How do you remember? Because right now you have to relax and have yourself a cup of tea, because I'm about to reveal to you something very interesting. So remember, Te is Tet, Hey. So that's how you remember the Siman. Okay, Hayav Adam levarech al hara'a keshem shu mevarech al tova. A person is required to bless God the same way on an unfortunate circumstance like he does on one that he truly likes. Shneimar, ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha bechol levavecha ubchol nafshecha ubchol meodecha bechol levavecha b'shnei yitzarecha b'yetzer tov u'yetzer hara ubchol nafshecha afilu hu notel et nafshecha ubchol meodecha bechol mamonecha. So this Mishnah is a very interesting Mishnah, and this Segula works wonders. Normally, when something unfortunate happens in a person's life, right away he has questions on God. And I can assure you, God has been running the world for 5,780 plus years. He hasn't made any mistake, and he's not going to make a mistake with you today or ever. So what is this Mishnah telling us? That normally when a good occurrence happens, a person's going to bless God and say, Hashem, thank you. God understands that you're thanking him. He knows what's beneficial for you, and he knows how to make it enjoyable for you. But when something is not so perfect, do you suddenly question him? So this Mishnah, I'm going to explain with a story. This is a personal story that happened to my sister. My youngest sister, one of my closest siblings in the family, she got married and after a couple of months had, Baruch Hashem, a baby girl. But after a while, she tried to get pregnant again, and she was having a lot of difficulty in having a pregnancy. She had gotten pregnant once, and then lo aleinu, she had a miscarriage, she lost a baby. Then it followed up again, where she had another pregnancy, and after a few months, again the baby was lost. And she started going to doctors, she started doing all these different techniques, nutrition, medical advice, she went to Gedolim, she went to rabbis, and after a couple of years, she started to lose hope. But Baruch Hashem, she ended up getting pregnant again. But after a couple of months, it was I think almost 4 months in, where the baby and the belly started to show. One Wednesday, an unfortunate situation happened and she lost the baby. And I remember I passed by her house that night. I was driving in the car and I came and I was happy and everything, and she saw me and she's like, "You heard what happened?" I said, "No." She said, "You speak to mom?" I said, "I did not." And she said, in a nice way, the baby, lo alenu, it's gone. And I asked her, I'm like, this is not easy. I'm like, it's been a couple of years. So she's like, "What do you think I should do?" I said, "Look, if you're going to ask me, you never asked me before. It's the first time you've asked me this." I said, "If you want, I have a Segula. It's brought down in Mishna Berachot, in the Mishna Berachot." I told her, "Look what I want you to do. It's Wednesday." I said, "Right now, did you tell anybody about this situation?" She said, "No." I told Mom, my husband knows, Dad knows, and just you right now. I said, "Okay, good. Don't tell anybody else in the family. Let's keep this just between us." I said, "It's Wednesday. I want you to invite all of your brother-in-laws, all of our brothers, our siblings, sisters, parents. I want you to invite your in-laws. I want you to invite all of your outer and immediate family, and I want you to invite your husband's grandma." And I said, "I want you to make a big party on Saturday night, Melavim Malka. I want you to get the bagels, egg salad, tuna. I want you to make all the 9 yards, but don't tell anybody why you're inviting them." So that Saturday night, she ends up bringing everybody over to the house. Everyone's coming, everyone's excited, and everybody's expecting her to reveal that she has the baby and she's gonna give the good news. So everybody came in and she waited so patiently. Her and her husband waited so patiently for everyone to come. They started eating and he got up and he said, "We have some news." And he said it in that way, "We have some news." He didn't say good news, he said, "We have some news." And he said, thank God, she got pregnant. And Baruch Hashem, after a few months, unfortunately, we wanted the baby, but God unfortunately didn't, and she lost the baby this Wednesday. And everyone was looking around and thinking to themselves, "Why are you making a party then?" And she said, well, Jonathan had a good advice that he said, "Why don't we thank Hashem for these events? Because up until this point, we have not been thanking him. We've just been questioning him, and it keeps on happening. So let's send all the Mekatarigim back into Shamayim, return to send their package, and let's flip the Mekatarigim to Sanegorim, and let's see what happens." And he said, "Look, we wanted the baby. This is not what Hashem wanted, but Hashem does good. We believe he does everything for the good. And if this baby would have stayed, we would have made this party anyway. So we're making the party, and the baby is not here, and everything is for the good." And I remember my dad at the time went out, and he pulled the Sidur,
he started saying Nishmat Kol Chai, and they all started tearing up and crying, and never saw a thing like that. Lo and behold, and within 30 days, she got re-pregnant again, Baruch Hashem, and she gave birth to a baby boy, Baruch Hashem. The baby was a premature baby, but Baruch Hashem, he grew, he's great, he's a Sadiq, he's a Tamim, he's got so much energy, and this goes to show you that in life, when they send you lemons, you have to make lemonade. And even though that's maybe a quote you hear in society today, the Chachamim were telling you that if you do this, you will create the future that you want to see, because God has only done good in the world. We don't understand everything He's doing, but for that matter, we don't understand a lot of things. So for us to question Him is silly, but what we could do is thank Him. And we learned this also from David HaMelech, that David HaMelech would always praise Hashem in every single moment of his life. Baruch Adonai Le'olam, Amen ve'Amen.